She'll only miss you when she feels you're already gone. Let me ask you something kinda crazy. What if she opened her phone right now and there was nothing from you? No good morning text, no cute little check-in, no long message trying to explain yourself or win her over or say, "Hey, I'm still here." Just silence. Would she shrug it off? Would she say, "Whatever, he's just busy"? Or would she freeze? Would her mind start spinning like a storm? Would she suddenly feel a tight squeeze in her chest? Wait, why isn't he texting me? Why do I feel weird? Why does this silence feel loud? You see, when you stop chasing, when you stop explaining, when you stop giving her all your time and energy, something wild happens. She notices, and not just with her eyes. She feels it deep down in that place where women hide their fears. That quiet little space that whispers, "I thought he'd always be there. But what if he's not?" That's when her heart drops. Not because you yelled, not because you begged, not because you tried to make her jealous, but because you disappeared from her emotional radar. And here's the twist. You didn't ghost her. You didn't play games. You didn't pull back on purpose. You just focused on you, your life, your mind, your purpose. And that, my friend, is the move she never sees coming. See, most guys, they do the opposite. They chase harder. They try to prove themselves. They write long messages. They ask what went wrong. They show up again and again, hoping to win her back. But let me tell you the truth that no one told you before. The more you chase, the more she runs. The more you explain, the less she listens. The more you give, the more she pulls away. Why? Because it's too much, too available, too easy. And women don't miss what's always there. They miss what disappears. They miss what slips through their fingers. They miss what they thought they had, but maybe never really did. And when you disconnect, when you fall silent, when you focus on your own peace, your purpose, your power, that's when the fear kicks in. Not fear of you being angry, not fear of you playing games, not fear of you punishing her. Number the fear of replacement. That scary little thought inside her that says, what if another girl sees what I took for granted and keeps him? What if he's laughing with someone else right now, while I'm over here wondering what he's doing? What if he actually moved on, and this time he's serious? And the craziest part? You didn't have to say a word. No big speech, no emotional rant, no dramatic goodbye. Just quiet, calm, distance. And that's when her imagination goes wild. Because the mind always fears what it doesn't know. And you, my brother, you just became a mystery. You became something she has to wonder about, think about, and maybe, just maybe, fight to get back. So the next time you feel like texting her, the next time you want to pour out your heart, the next time you feel that itch to prove your worth, remember this. She doesn't miss what's chasing her. She only misses what suddenly feels gone. And when you disappear into your purpose, when your life gets full and exciting without her, when you stop needing her to see your value, that's when she finally sees it. Because silence speaks louder than begging ever will. The more you chase, the more she feels safe to leave. Let me ask you a strange question. What happens when a dog runs toward a cat? The cat runs away, right? Now flip it. What happens when the dog stops chasing, just sits there, calm and quiet? The cat suddenly gets curious. It stops. It turns around. It starts creeping back like, wait, why isn't he chasing me anymore? This is exactly how human attraction works. And if no one's told you this yet, listen carefully, because it might sting. When you chase her, you train her to run. When you're always available, she stops wondering about you. When you give everything too fast, she starts treating it like it's nothing. Crazy, right? The world tells men to prove their love, to fight for her, to never give up. But guess what? That advice is killing attraction. Because the second she feels like she owns your time, your thoughts, your heart, she loses the one thing that keeps desire alive: mystery. When you're too easy to reach, when you're always the one to fix things, when she knows, without a doubt, you'll never leave. She feels safe to take you for granted. She knows you'll always reply. She knows you'll always wait. She knows no matter how she treats you, you're not going anywhere. And that's the problem. Because nothing scares a woman like a man who's willing to walk away. Nothing makes her panic more than the idea that you're okay without her, that your life moves on, your world keeps spinning, your heart isn't stuck in her hands. That's power. But here's what most guys do wrong. They think silence means game playing. They think space means being cold. They think not chasing is being rude. So they keep reaching out. They keep checking in. They keep trying to fix it. But here's the twist. She doesn't want a man she can control. She wants a man she can feel lucky to keep. And she only feels lucky to keep you when she's scared to lose you. Think about it. Do you value the person who texts every 5 minutes? Or the one you haven't heard from in 3 days and can't stop thinking about? Do you crave what's always around? Or what's rare, mysterious, and almost slipping away? She's the same. So when you stop chasing, when you stop being the comfort zone, when you quietly shift your focus to your life, your goals, your growth, you change the story. Suddenly she's not sure anymore. Suddenly she's looking at her phone, wondering if she messed up. Suddenly she's checking your Instagram to see if you're smiling without her. That fear is not you being mean. It's you being strong. Because love should never come from pressure. It should never come from guilt. It should never come from chasing someone who doesn't appreciate what you offer. Real love comes when you stop trying to be chosen and choose yourself instead. That's when your silence becomes your strength. That's when your absence becomes your message. That's when your peace becomes the loudest thing she hears. She won't admit it out loud, but she'll feel it. She'll feel the gap, the shift, the change in energy, and her heart will whisper, "He's not chasing me. Is he over me? Did I just lose him?" And you didn't have to do anything except stop chasing what already started running. When you make your life bigger than her, she starts shrinking without you. Let's ask a wild question. What if the secret to making her miss you was to stop thinking about her completely? Sounds backwards, right? You might be thinking, but if I want her to think about me, shouldn't I at least be doing something to stay in her head? Nope. And here's the truth that most men will never hear. You don't make her miss you by focusing on her. You make her miss you by focusing on you. Let me paint you a picture. She checks your page. She looks at your stories. And suddenly, boom, she sees you. Smiling, laughing, working, training, hustling, living like a storm that doesn't stop moving, with or without her. No sad quotes. No weird posts trying to get her attention. No begging. No bitterness. Just straightforward silence and strength. That silence is loud. That movement makes her freeze. Because she starts to wonder, wait, how is he doing better without me? That thought, it hurts her ego. It cracks her pride. It makes her rethink everything. You see, when a man starts putting his energy into himself, when he fills his schedule with passion, when he becomes too busy chasing his mission, she can feel the shift. It's not about pretending. It's not about playing cold. It's not about punishing her. It's about becoming so full of purpose that your time becomes sacred. And she starts to notice. The good morning texts stopped. The double taps on her posts disappeared. The old version of you, the one who needed her, vanished. Now she's watching the new you, the man on fire, the one who's too focused to dwell, too driven to look back. That's when the panic creeps in. She thinks, is he replacing me? Is someone else cheering him on now? Did I lose him forever? And all you did was step deeper into your life. Let's get something clear. This is not revenge. This is not manipulation. This is evolution. You're not doing this to punish her. You're doing it to finally build the life that you deserve. A life where you're the prize. A life where your dreams lead the way. A life where your energy no longer leaks out to anyone who doesn't value it. When she sees you rising, when she sees that glow returning to your face, when she feels like she's on the outside of your new world instead of the center, that's when her heart starts whispering, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I took him for granted. Maybe I thought he'd never walk away. But now she's not so sure. Now, the fear of being replaced isn't just in her mind. It's in her chest. It's in her stomach. It's in her scrolling through your page, thinking, who is he smiling like that for? And you're not even thinking about her anymore. Because you found something stronger than missing her. You found yourself. Your calmness will haunt her, while her drama fades into silence. What if I told you the most powerful move isn't yelling or arguing or storming out the door? It's something way scarier. It's silence, not cold silence, not fake silence, just calm, peaceful, untouchable silence. That's what shakes her world. Most men, when things fall apart, they explode. They panic. They text. They try to fix it. They argue. They chase. But not you. You don't shout. You don't try to prove anything. You don't beg. You just breathe and walk away like the storm never touched you. Why does that shake her soul? Because she expected chaos. She expected you to be emotional. She expected to feel power over you. But what she sees instead is stillness. That stillness, it confuses her. It makes her think, wait, why isn't he fighting for me? Why isn't he reacting? Does he not care anymore? That question sits in her heart like a rock. It doesn't go away. Now here's the truth most guys miss. Women don't fear your anger. They fear your emotional freedom. Because when you don't react, when you don't show weakness, when your emotions are calm like a lake, it means you're in control. And when you're in control, you become mysterious, unpredictable, dangerous in the most attractive way. She doesn't know what you're thinking. She can't read you like she used to. She starts to wonder if you've outgrown her. It's in your eyes. It's in your walk. It's in the way you look at her like she's just a piece of your story now, not the whole book. That's when she feels it. The fear that you might actually be okay. The fear that her drama didn't break you. The fear that you're already starting your new chapter, and she's not even on the first page. And all you did was stay calm. This is Stoic power. It's not fake. It's not a game. It's not acting. It's a man who knows, I don't chase chaos. I protect my peace. Because when you stop giving energy to the noise, when you stop needing to defend yourself, when your emotions become steady like the earth, you become unforgettable. And she feels it every second you're gone. Not because you screamed your worth, but because you stayed silent and let your strength speak louder than words ever could. She thinks she has time until you start living without her. Let me ask you something real. What happens when she realizes you're not waiting anymore? Not hoping, not checking your phone, not sitting in the dark, wondering if she'll come back. You've stepped back into your own world, and that's when her world starts to spin. See, most women believe this. He'll be there, he'll wait, he'll miss me first. That's what happens when you give too much in the beginning. When you give all your time, all your focus, all your energy, she starts thinking, he needs me more than I need him. But here's the twist. When a man suddenly becomes busy with his life, when he starts putting energy into his mind, his body, his mission, when he stops checking in, she notices, and not in a small way. It hits her like a wave. Wait, why isn't he chasing me anymore? Why does he seem happier? Is he moving on without me? That's when the fear creeps in. The fear of being replaced. Because now, instead of her being the sun in your sky, you're out there building something bigger. A new life. A new rhythm. A new purpose. Maybe even meeting new people. Not to make her jealous, but because you're not stuck anymore. And that shatters her illusion of control. You didn't yell. You didn't block her. You didn't even say, I'm done. You just lived. Louder, brighter, stronger. This is the power of true detachment. You're not pretending to be okay. You actually are okay. Because you remembered something important. You were a man before her. You're still a man without her. And your story goes on, with or without her. You stopped sitting in the waiting room of her attention and walked straight into the room where your destiny lives. She'll feel that shift. She'll sense your energy changing. She'll look at your silence, your glow, your peace, and it will terrify her. Not because you're trying to scare her, not because you're playing a trick, but because she thought she had time. And now, for the first time ever, she doesn't. What she doesn't expect is that you'd heal without her. Here's something that shocks her more than anything else. You stopped needing her to feel whole. That's the part she never thought would happen. She believed, deep down, that no matter what she did, you'd always come running. You'd always try to fix it. You'd always be waiting for her to say, "Okay, I'm ready now." But then something changed. You stopped chasing closure. You stopped asking why. You stopped begging for her to see your worth. Instead, you looked in the mirror, and for the first time in a long time, you saw the man you forgot you were. That's the beginning of something powerful, healing. But here's what really messes with her head. It's not that you're mad. It's not that you found someone else. It's that you're smiling again without her. You laugh again. You sleep better. You train harder. You even walk different, calmer, slower, more grounded. Why? Because you found peace. You didn't find it in her words. You didn't find it in her apologies. You didn't find it in her love. You found it within. And that's the move she didn't see coming. Women expect men to crumble after a breakup. They expect pain, begging, maybe even jealousy. But when a man heals without a rescue, that's a different kind of scary. Because now, she's watching you become the version of yourself she always dreamed about. And she's not the reason why. You didn't need revenge. You didn't need to show her. All you needed was to stop giving your energy to a storm and start building your own sky. She thought you'd stay broken. Instead, you became unbreakable. And now she's left wondering, what if he never needs me again? She can't crave what's always in her hands. Let me tell you something wild. You don't have to disappear to make her miss you. You just have to stop showing up every time she blinks. Think about it. If she knows you'll text back in 2 minutes, if she knows you'll pick up no matter what, if she knows you'll cancel your day just to see her, then guess what? She doesn't feel anything. Why? Because she never has to wonder. She never has to imagine. She never has to miss you. Because you're always there. And what the brain sees all the time, it stops valuing. It's called scarcity. And it changes everything. Imagine 2 toys. One is in every store. The other is rare. Maybe only one in the whole city. Which one do people fight for? The rare one, always. Now think about yourself. If you're always texting, always available, always showing how much you want her, then she doesn't have to think. She doesn't have to feel scared. But when you create space, when you're busy, when your life is full of purpose, not just her, her mind starts doing something powerful. It starts asking questions. Where is he? What's he doing? Why hasn't he reached out? Has he moved on? And those questions. That's how desire begins. Not from pressure, not from chasing, not from begging. Desire is born from imagination, and imagination only grows in silence. So no, you don't need to vanish or play games. You just need to value your time, to live your life, to stop pouring every second into someone else's hands. Because when you're no longer always around, she starts to miss the man she took for granted. And this time, it's not because you're punishing her, it's because you're finally choosing yourself. The power of being calm when she expects chaos. Here's something most men never understand. Sometimes the strongest move you can make is no move at all. Wait, what? Let me explain. Let's say she pulls away. She acts cold. She gets distant. She stops texting like before. Your heart starts racing, right? You feel that panic, the rush to do something. Text her, call her, show her you care before she slips away. But stop. That's exactly what she expects you to do. She expects you to lose control, to get upset, to act needy or emotional, to break your own rules just to chase her again. And if you do, she wins. Not because she wants to hurt you, but because your energy just told her something. You don't value yourself without her. But now picture this instead. She pulls away, and you stay calm. She goes quiet, and you keep living your life. She throws a little test, says something cold, and you just smile, breathe, and stay peaceful. You don't react. You don't explain. You don't explode or chase or beg. You stay centered, like a mountain that doesn't move just because the wind blew harder today. Guess what happens then? She feels it, that calm, that stillness, that powerful silence. It hits her like a shockwave. Because most men, they explode. They fall apart. They run after her like a dog chasing a car. But you stayed in control. And now, instead of feeling powerful, she feels something she wasn't ready for. Uncertainty. Wait, did I lose him? Why isn't he reacting? Why isn't he trying to fix this? Her brain goes into overdrive. Her emotions start rising. And just like that, you flip the energy. You didn't fight for peace. You became peace. And that, my brother, is emotional power. It's not loud. It's not flashy. But it's stronger than anything you could ever say or do. Because when you can stay calm while everyone else loses their mind, you become unforgettable. When your silence starts screaming. Have you ever heard silence scream? No, seriously, not just quiet, not just space. I mean that deep silence. That silence that makes her stop everything she's doing and wonder, why isn't he chasing me? You see, at first silence feels like nothing. She might brush it off, laugh with her friends, act like she's unbothered. But as time ticks on, something strange starts happening. That silence, it starts getting louder and louder until it becomes deafening. Because your absence isn't just a blank space. It's a message that says, I don't need to fight for someone who's unsure about me. I'm not here to convince you of my worth. I have a life, and it's moving on without you. And that message, it haunts her. Why? Because in her mind, she thought she had time to test you, time to play cold, time to make you sweat, to see if you'd stay. But your silence, it shattered the clock. Now there's no more safety net. She doesn't know where your mind is. She doesn't know if you're missing her, or if you're already replacing her with something or someone better. She might look at her phone 10 times a day. She might type out a message, then delete it. She might check your social media, notice you're out, smiling, living, glowing. And in her heart, panic starts to grow, because it's no longer about, do I want him? Now it's about, wait, does he even want me anymore? And that question, it's the one that turns a woman's pride into pure desire. That's when the power shifts, not from words, not from tricks, but from your deep, still silence. A silence filled with mystery, with self-respect, with the quiet voice that says, "You're not my whole world, you were just part of it." And that's when she starts to miss you more than ever. Not just because she misses your face, but because she misses the feeling of being chosen by a man like you. A man who doesn't beg, a man who walks with peace, a man who might be gone forever. She reaches out. Now what? And then it happens. After all the silence, after the distance, after the storm inside her mind, she finally reaches out. Maybe it's a text that says, "Hey, how have you been?" Maybe it's a photo she posts just for you to see. Maybe it's a song she sends that used to mean something. Or maybe she straight up says it, "I miss you." But wait, stop. Don't jump in. Don't explode with excitement. Don't go running like a dog who's been starving for her love. Because this moment right here, this is your test. She already had hers. She tested your patience. She tested your emotions. She tested your strength by walking away, or pulling back, or making you feel like you were easy to replace. Now it's flipped. Now you hold the weight. So what do? You stay calm, like a mountain, like a quiet storm. Not cold, not fake, but centered. Because here's the truth. If you respond with too much emotion, boom, the power is gone. If you tell her how hard it was, how much you cried, how long you waited, you just erased the mystery. You just handed her your heart on a plate, again. And guess what? She'll lose interest. But if you answer lightly, warmly, without rushing, if you show her that your life kept moving forward, that you weren't in a dark cave, waiting for her to save you, then suddenly, she starts to doubt her own power. She starts to wonder if maybe you've grown beyond her. That's when the fear of replacement hits the deepest. Because now, she doesn't just miss the old you. She wants to chase the new you. The version of you who didn't break, who didn't beg, who didn't lose himself just to win her back. And the best part, you didn't fake it. You didn't play games. You simply focused on your mission, on your peace, on your self-worth. That is what made her come back. And now, you choose. Do you let her back in? Do you keep the door cracked open? Or do you smile and keep walking forward? Because sometimes the most powerful thing a man can do is not to win her back, but to walk so far into his purpose that she has to run just to catch up. That's not revenge. That's not manipulation. That is stoic power. And when you master that, she'll never forget you.